So today we are going to discuss about how to install softwares that are required to run C program in your computer. Before going further, let's discuss how what are the steps that are involved in executing or running a C program. So here I have drawn a diagram which shows the various steps involving the execution of a C program. So what we do initially is that we write C program. So when we write C program, we can write it in any text editor. You can write it on Notepad or Microsoft Word or any text editor. It's just a writing process, nothing else. And once you write your C program, you need to save that program in .c extension. So with .c extension, you need to save that C program. Now, once you save your C program with .c extension, then comes the compilation part. So there are several softwares available or several compilers available like GCC compiler or LLVM or CLang compiler. So there are various other compilers available. So using a compiler, you compile your C program. Okay, so let's say I have written a C program, and after writing that C program, I have saved the file with main.c. Okay, so now I'm going to compile this main.c. So after compiling main.c, I will get a executable. I'll get an executable which I can run in my computer. So once I compile my main.c, it will generate an executable. And by default, that executable will be a.exe. So a.exe will be the default executable that will generate if you use GCC compiler. So if you use GCC compiler to compile your C program, it will generate an executable called a.exe. Unless you provide a name for your executable, by default it will be a.exe. Now once you have your executable, you can double click it in your Windows operating system to execute the C program. So this is the general flow of how your C program will run in your computer or on your computer. Now we are going to discuss about what are the additional softwares that we require for running our C program. So it will depend upon the phases that I have explained just right now. So the first phase is to write C program. You can write C program in any text editor that you have installed in your computer. But my recommendation would be to choose a code editor because code editor comes with several features like syntax highlighting, auto correction. So there are several other features which came with code editors. They are basically built for writing code only. So, okay, so let me write it down here. So what are the softwares that I would recommend for writing code? It can be VS Code, could be your Sublime Text, or it can be Atom. So there are other popular uh, text editors or sorry, code editors as well. But I would recommend you these three only. because these three are quite popular, and these three are very much popular amongst the developer as well. Uh, okay, so in this video, I'm going to install VS Code because it is very beginner friendly. So after installing VS Code, after configuring our VS Code, we will download GCC compiler, because this compiler is also very popular. There are other compilers like, let me write it down here, CLang, okay, but GCC compiler is quite popular and very popular amongst fellow developers as well. So we will download GCC compiler. So once we download these two softwares, one is VS Code for writing C program and GCC compiler for compiling the C program that we have written. So once we have installed these two softwares, we will be ready for executing our C program. Okay, so let's start with the installation process of VS Code first. Okay, so inside your favorite browser, whatever you want to choose, write VS Code. Okay, so from this first link, which is code.visualstudio.com, open this link. Once open, download for Windows, and if you are using Mac, then you will have an option here for download for Mac. So click on download for Windows. So it will start downloading, and once you will download, you will get the setup file. This is how your setup file will look like. VS Code user setup. Okay, now click on it. Once you open it, uh, follow the steps. It's basically a very simple step for downloading any software. So I accept the agreement. Next, next, next. Create a desktop icon. Okay, I don't want it. Next, install. So once it will install, let like once it will install, you have the code editor with you. After that, we are going to download the GCC compiler. Okay, but first let it be finished. Okay, so we have completed the installation. Launch the VS Code. Click on the finish button. So here is your VS Code. It will look something like this. Okay, so inside your VS Code, you can choose your color scheme. I'm going to choose on the dark. Okay, now crossing it. Click on the file. Click on new file. I'm going to write it. The name of the file will be main.c. Click enter. Okay, I'm saving it here. So here it will automatically show you the recommended extensions for C. Let's just cross it. Now you will see here you have extension section. Click on the extensions, search for code runner, click on it. So it will automatically install it for myself. For you it may be not installed, so you can click on install to get to install the code runner. This is just an extension which will help you to run your code inside your VS Code. For me, it has been automatically installed. Okay, so now search for C/C++. Click on it. So it has been automatically installed for me. So you can install it by yourself by clicking on the install button, which will pop up here. So now you have, once you have all of the necessary extensions installed, let me write some boilerplate code for C here. Boilerplate code means I'm going to just write it down few C code to show you how we'll execute the C program. I have written some C code here, but you can clearly see the first line, it will showing some red squiggly line, and that means that it's an error. Our text editor is unable to find this particular line. I'm going to tell you about this error, don't worry, it's not a very problematic thing. It is showing because we haven't installed the compiler yet. Okay, so now we have completed the first part. We have downloaded and installed the text editor for your C program to run. The next step is to download the GCC compiler. Now open your favorite browser, type GCC compiler. Okay, let me fetch. Okay, so this is the first link. We'll click on the first link. From here, you will see from the right hand side, you will see a download section. So in this download section, go to binaries. Now, inside the Microsoft Windows section, click on MinGW, and here click on MinGW setup.exe. Save, so it will download your MinGW setup. Okay, so once downloaded, open it. It will look something like this. Click on install, click on continue, wait for a few seconds. Do not do anything at that time, just wait for a few seconds. So what basically it is doing, it is downloading the necessary files, so just please wait. Now click on continue. It will open up you this window. Now inside this window, uh, wait a second, let me zoom a little bit. Okay, so inside this window, click on package The first package MinGW. Okay, so mark it for installation. The first package MinGW developer tools bin. Wait for a few seconds. Okay, now click on the second package for mark for installation. Now the MinGW32 GCC G++ bin. This one, the fifth package, mark it for installation. So once you have marked these packages, click on installation, click on apply changes. Okay, to proceed, click on apply. So it will automatically start downloading packages for you. Just wait for a few minutes. Alright, so finally this installation has been completed. Now click on close, and then you can close this MinGW installation manager as well. Okay, so we have installed VS Code and GCC compiler as well, but there is one more thing which has left, which is to make sure that your VS Code, when you click on the run button in your VS Code, okay, let me show you. Okay, so when you click on the run button, right? So this run button do not know the path at which your compiler present, right? So you need to set a path for a compiler so that once you click this run button, it will be able to get your compiler from that particular path. Okay, so we are going to set up the path. Alright, for setting the path, click on the settings button, and inside your setting button, inside your setting, uh, write it, write down, okay, so write ENVIR, okay, so write down ENVIRO, and once you write up to this point, you will see a prompt called edit the system environment variables. Click on it. Then click on environment variables. Then under the section of system variable, you will find a path section, right? Okay, so this is your path section. Click on edit and click on new. Right here, C colon backslash program files. Okay, so yeah, not program files. Okay, sorry, this is a mistake. Okay, so right. So write down this C colon slash backward slash min.gw bin. Okay, so you can get this file location by going into your C drive. Inside the C drive, you have min.gw folder. Click on it. Then click on the bin folder, and then here copy the file location. Okay, so after copying it, you can paste it over here. Now click on OK, OK, OK. Okay, so you have set up your path for the VS Code from where the VS Code can get your compiler. Now you need to restart your VS Code. Okay, so now you have restarted your VS Code, and you can clearly see that there are no red squiggly lines over here because now the VS Code is able to fetch the compiler, and yeah, it is totally fine. Now you can click here the drop down button and click on run code. So yeah, as you can see here, we have the hello world printed, right? Because what basically my C program is doing is that it is printing hello world, right? So once you click on run, it will print hello world. So as you can see, our C program is running totally fine, like it's totally running. All right, and there is one more thing which is left. Click on file, then preferences, and then settings. Inside this setting, search run in terminal. Okay, so go down and you can see here it is written code runner run in terminal. So click on it. So now go to main.c. Now click on run code. So as you can see here, hello world has been printed. Okay. So let's say if I write I am a human, and then if I click on run code, okay, okay, so I have written I am a human, then press Control S to save it, then click on run code. So as you can see, it has been printed I am a human. Okay, so here what I have to do is that whenever I'm changing something to my code, I need to click on Control S each and every time to save my file. Now to avoid doing that, click on File, then click here Auto Save. So that this will automatically save whatever changes you are doing to your main.c file. I am a human. Let me change it to show you are computer. Now click on run. So yeah, I don't need to press Ctrl S anymore. You are computers. It has been printed successfully. So this is how you will run your C code. Okay, so you will write the C program in your text editor, and using this run button, you can execute it inside the VS Code. This is for this video. Thank you, and I hope you will able to follow along with my installation. Thank you very much.